does it feel nice to finally have opening day back? It should be considered a national holiday when opening day starts for Major League Baseball. It's a nice change of pace, honestly. Just a nice change of pace. You have baseball back. Regular season starts once again. You get to see the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park for their home opener. And also a nice change of pace to have some fans actually there at Citizens Bank Park. We had the weirdness of last shortened season with no fans there, cardboard cutouts, the in arena music and crowd filter noise, and yeah, it was really weird last year. But to actually have like a limited capacity, just to have the fans back at the ballpark, it made for a better atmosphere. It definitely did. Definitely made it felt or feel more authentic. Definitely. And like I said, just a nice change of pace to finally have baseball back. I know I really didn't dab into much of the Phillies during spring training, even though there was a lot of interesting things to talk about during spring training. And honestly, just kind of me forgetting to make stuff like that. But hey, gonna get consistent with the Phillies videos since the season has started up once again. And hey, they get the win today. It wasn't the prettiest of wins, but hey, they mucked and grind, and they got the win. Aaron Nola was great on the mound. Made one mistake, but overall, very solid performance out of Aaron Nola. Bullpen, they got the job done finally. Finally, we can actually say for one game, the bullpen got the job done, even though Jose Alvarado had a little bit of an adventure in his inning of work. But hey, it was a very cold day out for baseball, too, but I don't care. Cold weather, baseball, opening day, it's just a nostalgic feeling, okay? So the Phillies win this game by a score of 3-2 in extra innings, and just not a very high scoring game. Offenses really couldn't get themselves going. Braves got their runs off of a pinch hit, even though with the weather today, they prevented a lot of other things that possibly could have happened. The Braves probably had 2 home runs taken away off the bats of Freddie Freeman and Dansby Swanson. And every ball that was hit the left field, if it had a chance to go out, it was staying in the ballpark because that's how badly the wind was blowing in from left to right. Bryce Harper also had a chance in the 5th inning, too. He went opposite field, and it would have went out on a nice warm day. Even if, honestly, if the wind just wasn't blowing that badly, the ball probably would have gone out for either of those hits from those 3 players. So, could have been a different ball game if the wind wasn't as bad as it was. So, okay, the home run ball I honestly shouldn't say the home run ball wasn't a factor because, Pablo Sandoval, the 55-year-old, hit the pinch hit home run to tie the game. But that's a whole other story for another day. So, just getting into this game, you see Bryce Harper with the Philly Fanatic cleats. You get to see the fans back in the ballpark. Aaron Nola getting the mound for, his 4th, 5th straight year as the opening day starter. And honestly, looking at the Phillies lineup just going into this game, I like the lineup. I like the lineup a lot. Like, the only thing I would change with the Phillies lineup is maybe just switch Hoskins and JT Realmuto. Put Reese in the cleanup spot and put JT in the 2-hole. I think Reese is better suited as a cleanup hitter, a guy that's just going to focus on driving in runs, hitting the ball out of the ballpark, because that's honestly what Reese should be. I don't think he should be that guy that just worries about getting base, because then you're going to see the Reese Hoskins that looks at balls that goes straight down the middle. He works, even though he's great at working the count, he's going to be focused more on just getting walks and getting on base. I'd rather have him in the cleanup spot where he's focused on driving in runs and getting balls out of the ballpark. So I think JT's more suited as a 2-holer. You can even put Alec Bowman in the 2-hole and put JT in the 5th spot. I just want to see Reese more in the cleanup spot rather than the 2-hole. But regardless, the lineup, honestly, I pretty like. Besides like those little nitpicky things, you got McCutchen leading off, Hoskins in 2-hole, Harper 3rd, JT cleanup, Bowman 5th, Gregorius 6th, Gene Segura 7th, Adam Hazley actually getting a chance against a left-handed pitcher, so that was surprising. Then you got Aaron Nola in the 9th spot. And just going over this game in general, like I said, not that many runs scored. The wind was a major factor. Could have been a lot more home runs if it wasn't for the wind. But the Phillies, they were pounding Fried early in this ball game. They were taking pitches. They were driving the count up, especially in that bottom of the 1st inning. The Phillies got some runners on base. Had a lot of runners on, actually. And you got Alec Bowman coming up, getting a sac fly to left field, making it a 1-0 lead. And the Phillies, they did have their chances in this game to score more runs. And yeah, the offense really didn't help that much when they had their instances in this game when they had runners on base. But early on in the ball game, they did have a lot of chances, but they also scored on some of those chances, like the sac fly by Alec Bohm. Go to the bottom of the third inning, Aaron Nola is just dealing throughout the entire game. Besides the seventh inning where he got taken out, but I'll get into that later. But bottom of the third inning comes around, a couple of batters get on. JT Realmuto with a little bit of a floater down the right field side, and it manages to score a run on this play. But then you see Bryce Harper doing his Bryce Harper thing, and he hustles down to third base. And originally, it looked like Alsby's wasn't paying attention, and he threw the ball last second to try to get Harper out. And the umpire did call him out on the play, actually, even though it did look like he was safe. Phillies challenged the play, and it was just one of those situations where I guess there wasn't enough information to overturn it. The camera angles probably weren't the best to overturn the call, even though it did look safe on the play. But I feel like if it was one of those situations where if the call was either way and they reviewed it, they wouldn't have overturned it. So, not enough information, umps can't overturn it, so Bryce Harper is out. But the Phillies do score a run on that JT Realmuto floater, I guess infield hit, as you would like to call it. Then, like I said, in the fifth inning as well, Bryce Harper almost hit a bomb to left field, but got taken away because of the wind. Like I said, same thing with Dansby Swanson and Freddie Freeman. And like I said, the wind was a major factor in this ball game. And then we'll go to the top of the seventh inning. Aaron Nola gets the first two outs, then Pache doubles down the line. So you got a runner on second base, pinch hitter comes up, and it's Pablo Sandoval. Aaron Nola works him to an 0-2 count, and he just makes that one mistake. I think JT wanted a little more inside than it actually happened, but it caught a little too much of the plate, and Pablo Sandoval is just not going to miss that regardless of how old the guy is, and he hit a moonshot into the second deck, and he tied the game at 2. So it's just like, why did he miss that? And it was just, man. Like, Aaron Nola was having a good night, though. He had a really good game besides that one mistake. And like I said, with the wind being a factor, something else could have happened in this ballgame. But hey, the wind helped the pitchers a lot in this game as well. So, like I said, Aaron Nola dealt. He made that one mistake to Pablo Sandoval and resulted in a home run, which tied the game. So, Aaron Nola comes out. Archie Bradley comes in to relieve him. He walks the first batter, but then he does get out of the inning as Alsby's flies out. Then we get the very scary inning by Jose Alvarado. Walks Freddie Freeman, and I was in the car at this time listening to the radio, so I didn't get to see this, but I heard it, and it was just as much stressful. So Freddie Freeman walks, Ozuna strikes out, then Travis d'Arnaud singles, you got 2 runners on, then Dansby Swanson strikes out, and then you got Austin Riley with a 1-2 count, and then Alvarado hits him with the pitch, and then you get Christian Pache striking out. So Jose Alvarado, that was the entire experience. The man throws absolute gas, but he can't command and he can't locate. But hey, he struck out 3 batters in this inning, and he didn't allow a run. He got the bases loaded, but he got out of the jam. That's the entire experience. I'd rather see this than freaking Cole Irvin and his 89-mile-an-hour fastball. I mean, this was stressful, but hey, at least it's a guy that can throw gas with his fastball. He throws the gas of a slide. All of his pitches are gas at this point. It's just more exciting with that standpoint. So we go to extra innings. And then you also got some other relief pitchers that come in for the Phillies. Hector Anders came into the 9th inning. He did the job, got the 1-2-3 inning. Phillies, they couldn't do anything in the bottom of the 9th inning. They struck out the side. And then you go into the 10th inning. Brogdon comes in. He gets the job done. And then we go to the bottom of the 10th inning. And we know with extra innings this year in Major League Baseball, they brought over something from last season, which was the automatic runner on second base, which is an absolute gimmick. And I hate it. It did it in the top of the 10th inning for the Braves. They couldn't do anything, and you do it in the bottom of the 9th inning for the Phillies. I absolutely hate it. Bryce Harper was the guy on second base because the rule states it has to be the previous batter from the previous inning that goes to second base. Harper goes to second base. JT grounds out, which moves him over to third base. Alec Bohm grounds out, so nothing happens there. Then Didi Gregorius gets intentionally walks, so you get a man on first and third. And the questionable decision on this play. Why don't the Braves pinch hit or intentionally walk Gene Segura? Because Roman Quinn was brought into this game in the later parts of the innings as a replacement for Adam Hazley. So, and Roman Quinn can't hit a freaking golf ball. So, well, not even a golf ball. He honestly can't even hit a basketball if it was thrown at him. So, why wouldn't you intentionally walk Sheen Segura to face Roman Quinn with the bases loaded when you probably have an easier chance to get an out because the guy can't hit? But hey, I don't care. I don't care whatsoever. First pitch of the at-bat for Gene Segura, and he singles down the left field line, and he wins the ball game for the Phillies. So, I hate the rule. I hate the stupid gimmick of the runner on second base because it's a stupid way to try to speed up the games. Like, I understand what they're trying to do, but it's a stupid gimmick. It's a dumb gimmick, and I hate it. I can understand if you want to do it like in the 13th inning or something like that, if it gets that long, but not in the 10th inning. It doesn't belong in the 10th inning. So, but hey, Phillies won. The Phillies won. Not going to complain that much. So, Phillies get the first win of the season. Connor Brogdon gets the victory for the Phillies. And if you look at the lineup card for tonight, Andrew McCutchen goes 1 for 4. Rhys Hoskins goes 1 for 5. Bryce Harper goes 1 for 4. JT Realmuto goes 2 for 4. Alec Boehm goes 0 for 3 with an RBI. JT also had an RBI for him as well. Didi Gregorius goes 1 for 4. Gene Segura goes 2 for 5 with the walk-off single. Adam Hazley goes 1 for 3. He actually got a hit off of a left-hander in this game. Then Roman Quinn came in. He went 0 for 1. Quinn just can't hit. And then you got Aaron Nola. Pitchers can't hit. And that's the one thing I hated that they didn't bring over from the shortened season. Bring over the universal DH. That's something that's been long overdue for the National League. But I guess you can't get everything that you want. So if you go to the pitching side for the Phillies, Aaron Nola goes 6 2/3 innings, 6 hits allowed, 2 earned runs on the Pablo Sandoval home run, 6 strikeouts, and no walks. Very solid outing for Aaron Nola. It was just that one mistake to Pablo Sandoval. And like I said, the wind was also playing a major factor for both pitchers. So hey, Aaron Nola dealt today. It was just that one mistake. Archie Bradley came in for that inning, for that third of an inning, did his job. Alvarado with his stressful inning allows a hit. Walks 1, strikes out 3. Hector Anders got the job done. He struck out 1. Brogdon comes in, did the job. We got the 1, 2, 3 inning. So, good performance by the Phillies today. I thought they were the better team than the Atlanta Braves. Even though the Braves did have their chances as well, the Phillies just overall were the better team in today's game. And hey, I like starting off 1-0 to the season for the Phillies. So hey, we're the first place Phillies to start off the season. So that's nice. And like for this entire season, I'm not going to, I guess, keep my hopes up and get disappointed in the end. Because right now, even though I don't want to, I'm not giving up on the Phillies entirely. It's just the beginning of the season. But this NL East division is going to be tough. It's going to be really tough for the Phillies. Because you got the Braves, who are the best team in the division. You got the Mets, who really improved last year, from last year. Got Francisco Lindor, so that's definitely going to help them out. And you also got the Washington Nationals. They're getting some players back from last year who stepped out of the season because of COVID, and they still have their dominant pitching staff as always. Then you also have the Florida Marlins, who consistently give the Phillies troubles. So this division is going to be really tough for the Phillies. It's going to be a very competitive division. And the Phillies, they have a dominant lineup. They've got a lineup that's going to score it. I have no worries about the lineup, even though we didn't score that much today. It's only one game into the season, and I trust this lineup can put runs on the board night in and night out. The question mark is going to be the pitching. Starting pitching, we got Aaron Nola today. We know your 1-2 guys are Aaron Nola and Zach Wheeler. Can Zach Eflin replicate what he did at the second half of last season? And then you also got the 4 and 5 guys, Matt Moore and Chase Anderson. What are those guys going to be? They did look good in their stints in spring training, so hopefully they could be a nice bolster to that bottom end of the rotation. And I definitely know the bullpen's not going to be as bad as it was last year, because last year was just history in the making last year with how bad our bullpen was last year, but it definitely got improved. We added a lot of guys. We added Archie Bradley, got Alvarado. We added a lot of other pieces to the bullpen. So I entrust the bullpen to be much better this season. But like I said, this division is going to be really tough because you got good teams from 1 to 4th place. Honestly, you could honestly throw in the Marlins too, even though I don't really expect them to be as good as they were last year. I think last year they kind of overachieved just because it was the shortened season. And you got that like, hey, why can't we make it because it's a shortened season? So with a full 162, the Marlins are still going to be a very competitive team. I don't think they're going to be as competitive as the other 4 teams, the Braves, Mets, the Nationals, and the Phillies. And like I said, this is going to be a really tough division. And I'm not going to make predictions because I'm going to end myself in disappointment. And right now, the Phillies are a fourth place team until they can prove enough that they can at least either make the wild card or have a chance to win the division. And right now, I'm not fully sold on their chances to win the division just because of how tough the NL East is. And right now, when you're looking at the National League in general, the first wild card spot is most likely going to be occupied by either the Dodgers or the San Diego Padres because those two are juggernauts in the National League. So right now, the Phillies' chances to make the playoffs, you either gotta get that second wild card spot or you got to win the division. So it's going to be a really tough season regardless. But hey, I am here for all 162. It's going to be a really fun season to watch this team. Get to see Bryce Harper, Alec Boehm, Aaron Nola, Zach Wheeler, Andrew McCutchen, just everyone. And it's going to be a really, really fun time. Hopefully. Hopefully it's going to be a very fun time. So, what is everyone's thoughts on the Phillies game today, the home opener as they beat the Braves by a score of 3-2? What are your thoughts on this video? And don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section as always. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to check out the Pandit Lines, which I am a part of. Their links will be in the description below. They did their Phillies post-game live stream after the game. I'm assuming they're going to be doing that after every game this season. So definitely go check them out for that. The link for Flyer Up Podcast and merchandise website, and also the link for Flyers Nitty Gritty will be in the description below as well. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, everyone. And I will see you next time.